Okay, so how you're gonna wanna start is you're gonna wanna start by making yourself a folder. You're gonna name it whatever you can remember for where you're gonna put your screen caps. You're gonna open KM Player, and I'll put a link in the description of where to get this application. You're gonna wanna open up whatever video that you've downloaded. You're gonna wanna find the moment that you'd like to GIF. So I'm gonna try to GIF Lena where her eyes are glowing. It's about there.
I trust in technology.
All right, so you're gonna left click it. You're gonna go to capture, frame, extract. You're gonna wanna copy these settings. You're gonna wanna make sure you have it set to PNG so your quality is high. You're gonna wanna hit continuously and hit original size. You're gonna start.
Not people. Not anymore.
All right, that's all I need. I'm gonna hit stop. I'm gonna open it up, and this is a separate folder. It's a capture folder. You're gonna grab all these, move them to your folder. All right, so now we've got our screen caps. You're gonna open up Photoshop. You're gonna go to File, and then Scripts. All right, and then you're gonna hit Load Files into Stack. You're gonna open up your folder, and you're gonna load the files, the frames into this stack right here. You're gonna hit OK, and you're gonna go over your GIF like this with your mouse, because in some versions of Photoshop, the chunks won't load correctly, and then people have problems and they get stuck on the first frame. So that's what I do, but you might not have that problem. And then you just wait. All right, so now all of them have loaded over here. You gotta make sure you've got your layers open. If you don't have it open, you're gonna go to Window and you're gonna select that. Same thing with this timeline right here. You need both of these in order to make the GIF. All right, so here you gotta make sure that this is set to create frame animation and not to video timeline. That's for other parts of Photoshop. You're gonna hit create frame animation. You're gonna make sure you select all of these. Or wait, not yet. Okay, so you're gonna go to make frames from layers. You're gonna go to select all frames, and you gotta make sure you do this. You gotta reverse the frames. All right, now you select all these, and you're gonna make it whatever like little piece of time that you want. This is what I recommend for GIFs, but you could do it a little faster or a little slower, whatever you'd like. You're gonna go to convert video timeline, filter, convert for small filters. Okay, small filters, smart filters. All right, and boom, it looks pretty good, but obviously it's going to be too big. So I'm gonna wanna take this and I'm gonna wanna size it down for Tumblr dimensions. And then I'm gonna open a PSD that I have pre-saved, because this is how you make GIFs, I guess, or how I make them quickly. I just have a lot saved. So this is my standard coloring that I have right here for my GIFs, but I actually switch it up a little bit now, but I know where to switch it up. These individually have a bunch of different things that I've done to color it, to change how it looks. All right, go back to your original file. As you can see, it's been sized down a lot, but it still looks like fine. You're gonna take it, you're gonna left click it, duplicate layer, you're gonna wanna move it into your PSD. And if you don't wanna do this step, that's okay. Like, you can completely use your adjustments in your original tab. You can totally do that if you want to, but I don't like to do that. So I'm gonna move back over here. And as you can see, the layer of the GIF is down here. And now she doesn't need that, she doesn't need that. And I'm going to brighten it up a little bit, because she is looking a little too, not bright. I'm gonna go to levels and do that. All right, boom. So she looks all right, actually. Let me brighten her up a little bit. Okay, perfect. So you're gonna go back. You can do whatever you want with the coloring. That's totally up to you. Ball's in your court. But what you're gonna want to do for sharpening, I find that the best settings are, one sec, I'm trying to center her. It's kind of hard to make sure you don't get that little white line. What I like to do is move it up to make sure that she's perfectly centered, so there's no weird overlap. Because this is 540 by 540 and this one is 545, so there's like a little bit of a disconnect. Okay, so you're gonna wanna select this layer down here, go to filter, go to sharpen more. Make sure that you have these settings on. You can pause the video if you need to. Go okay. You're gonna wanna duplicate this. Okay, filter, blur. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that, but this type of blur. And you're gonna have this setting. And you go up here to opacity. You're gonna go to 7. You're gonna go back down to the bottom layer, duplicate this layer, boom. and you're gonna wanna make this 100% opacity 50%. All right, and now she's looking good. Okay, she's pissed, but she's good. You're gonna wanna take this. You see these little two doohickeys? Between these little things is your actual GIF. Like this is where your GIF is gonna be. And if you go down, see I've got a lot of layers right here. So let me show you what this looks like. So these are the coloring layers, and then you've got this. Okay. So one thing that a lot of people don't know when they're making GIFs, there's certain glitches that Photoshop can have that'll make your GIFs look weird. And this can totally happen randomly, where you'll get like a random layer becomes completely blurry. So in order to not have that happen, you're gonna wanna shift, like make sure you select all three of these, all right? Once you have all of those selected, you're gonna wanna left click, convert to smart object. You don't want to wait a second, and all right, boom. So now it is all one layer, but it's sharpened the way exactly that you want it. All right, and she looks kind of rough here. My coloring is not really working for her, so maybe we can make her look a little more, whatever, she's fine. It's not that big of a deal. So she looks a little bit wonky. She looks like popcorn kind of, but like, whatever, we can deal with it. All right. Cool. So you're going to want to go to File, Export, Save for Web. And it's going to take a second to load. Like it could take like 2 to 3 minutes depending on how fast your computer is. And then I'll show you what to do then. All right, cool. So it's loaded. You're going to want to make sure that you have these settings. Make sure that you have it on bicubic. And make sure up here, you see this where it says pattern? Make sure it's on pattern, because a lot of people will make GIFs with diffusion or noise and it looks really terrible. Like it looks really tacky, but when you use pattern, it actually looks like really smooth and nice. All right, so let's make sure our GIF is okay. Oh, okay, she's looking good. And if you're gonna upload this to Tumblr, you're gonna wanna make sure that this is under 3M. I don't know what the M stands for, but that's like the limit for how high you can go. I know like other sites like Reddit, you can actually go higher, but not for Tumblr. So if you want to do it for there, make sure that your GIF is underneath that. You're gonna go to Save, Desktop, or wherever you want to save it. You're gonna name it, and boom. Or it's still loading. All right, yeah, it's loading. All right, there we go. And so you can see that these two are loaded. All right, so let's check out how it looks. All right, it looks pretty good. It actually looks a little wonky, wonkier than most of the episodes would look, because I have them downloaded in HD, and I did download this in HD from YouTube, but it just looks a little weird. I guess they uploaded the trailer in weird quality, but it looks pretty good as far as trailer GIFs go. So I hope this helps you guys. Like, rate, subscribe. I don't know.